passengers on that plane are Chinese nationals, and the families apparently have been staying at a nearby hotel complex in Beijing. What are authorities telling them, and what are they saying?
Well, it's very, very frustrating for the people who are standing by to get any sort of news from their loved ones. Malaysia Airlines has been very, very cautious about saying too much at all. So in the past 24 hours, there's been incremental movements, as we've just heard, that there may be suggestions now that the plane could have turned around. There are reports that the Vietnamese Air Force have seen a new piece of what they described as debris, but they weren't able to identify it before darkness fell. So at this stage, there's still not much more clarity than we know already. The Malaysians have been holding regular news briefings. At the most recent one, listen to what the acting Transport Minister had to say, because he's still keeping a very, very wide net on this. Listen to this.
I said from the beginning that we are looking at all possibilities. Just because not yet does not mean that we are saying that it is a terrorist act, but we are not discounting anything when it comes to lives of innocent people.
Not discounting anything. Clearly, everything is still on the table. So as far as specific information is concerned, we're just not getting it at the moment, and neither are the families, members of the people who are on board that plane. So that's the frustration, not obviously for them first and foremost, but also for the authorities, just trying to narrow this down, narrow the search down, when in fact it seems to be expanding ever more, and the search area is getting bigger and bigger.
And Andrew, Interpol released a statement about these stolen passports. What did it say, and what are we learning about these mysterious passengers who accompanied these passports?
Yeah, this is a very interesting development, what we've heard over the past 12 hours or so. These two passports were stolen 2 years ago, and they were used to buy airline tickets in Thailand by two imposters who got onto that plane, we understand, and on their way to Beijing. Now, the question is, how can two stolen passports still be used when they were very clearly on Interpol's database as having been stolen? And Interpol was out today, the actual Secretary General of Interpol came out today expressing his real concerns that this actually happened. I should point out it's not just Malaysia where this has been happening. Interpol says only a handful of countries regularly check their database to see what the latest is on stolen passports. So this is a glaring security error. It certainly looks like at this stage. And Interpol, as I said, expressing these concerns. They did also say, I should point out, that it is way too early to make any sort of connection between the stolen passports and the actual what may have happened to the plane coming down, which is what appears to have happened. Too early to make that connection, but certainly this is an angle which is going to be looked at very, very closely.
All right, fascinating. Thank you so much. Andrew Stevens in Beijing. All right, now on to health.